Hey, what's going on everybody? Dapper Dividends, I am Russ here again. I'm going to talk to you about a move I made, why I sold Albemarle stock, why you shouldn't worry about NIO and the regulation that is forthcoming for the Chinese companies traded on the US stock exchanges. And then it's that time. It's now a monthly effort. I'm going to update you on what's been going on with my stashing Worthy Acorns account. That is Stash, Worthy Bonds, and Acorns, where I put $5 a week into all three of those. I've been doing that since March, and I'm going to share with you the monthly update. So let's get to it. Before I get to anything, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you watching this. And it is a hockey jersey kind of day today. We got my Chicago Blackhawks Marion hosted jersey on. I miss hockey. We should have hockey going on right now here in North America. Sadly, we don't. But we're getting on. We're getting through. We're still focusing on the things we can control, which is investing our money. What we're putting our money into, we have full control over. And I have been working like a dog. Work. A lot of long hours. I'm in my busy season now, so it's getting tighter to squeeze these out, but I'm committed. I'm still going to do it. And on top of that, I have been putting out little short videos during my lunch break, doing the lunchbox stocks things. And I am now going to be doing one video a day for the next 365 days. I've done video number 2 already. Just something, I'm calling it a daily knowledge drop, something motivational, ideas and thoughts that you can use to ponder, think about, and maybe help focus, and we can get through this thing we call life together. And please, anytime you get value out of this, please give me a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me out. So without further ado, why should you not worry about NIO? In case you missed it, on December 2nd, the US Congress passed the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act, the HCAA, which calls for allowing US audit reviews of Chinese companies listed on the American stock exchanges. Chinese companies would have a 3-year window to comply. Now, the PCAOB is a nonprofit corporation established by Congress to oversee the audits of public companies in order to protect investors. And wouldn't you know it, NIO is already audited by an independent PCAOB compliant firm, the PricewaterhouseCoopers Zhong Tian LLP. And check it out, a NIO spokeswoman responded to an email from Barron's saying NIO was aware of the situation and became compliant over the past few months. I'm not worried about NIO. As I said, I have been an investor since day 2 of the IPO back in September of 2018. I've held through the ups, I've held through the downs, and it was some very dark days when we were in the sub $5 range, but it's a speculative investment, and it may sound surprising coming from a dividend growth investor, but I do take my shots. I do like to swing for the fences, and NIO so far does look good. Now, there has been a pullback because of a lot of the HCAA bill that I expect President Trump to pass. I know China's going to fight it because they are afraid that auditors will be privy to state secrets to a lot of these companies that receive funding from the Chinese government. But hey, then don't list on our exchanges. That's my feeling on it. You got to play by the same rules as everybody else. And as you saw, NIO has been doing its best to play by those rules. They're aware of the situation going forward. They have 3 years to comply. There's going to be negotiations, and I'm not worried about NIO in the slightest. I might wait for a bit of a pullback as I think they are due for some regression in the stock price. Albemarle, ticker symbol ALB. I've been invested in them for quite some time now, and only 10 shares. Not a lot, but those 10 shares were at $64.79. I decided that it finally hit a point where it doesn't make sense to hold the bulk of those anymore. My money could be working so much harder for me and bringing in such a bigger return than it is with Albemarle. I took the gains and I rolled it into a bunch of companies. So I did sell Albemarle. 8 of my 10 shares I sold at $137.44, which I did receive $1,099.52. My average share price on those shares was $64.79. They have a current yield of 1.12%, which is kind of low. They do grow it, and they have been growing it for many, many years now. But my yield on cost was 2.38%. Still not quite that good. It's better, but I could do a lot better, as you see to the chart on the right. I lost $12.32 a year in dividend income. That's the focus of what I'm doing. So let's take a look at what I bought. So I did go to the big high yielder of ticker symbol TAT&T. They are so low in my opinion that I view them as a growth company. I believe they will be back up to the mid to high 30s before long. Their dividend is safe, and I bought those 5 shares at $28.80, which gave me $10.40 of annual dividend. Next up, I bought a tranche of Altria, ticker symbol MO, 2 of those at $39.95 for a starting yield of a whopping 8.61%, gave me $6.88 of dividend income per year. Next up, I sold out of the industrials and I went into the industrials. 3M, 1 share at $171.99, 3.42% starting yield, annual dividend of $5.88. Next up, the oil stocks. I am still a big believer in oil. They've both been coming back up. My Chevron and Exxon, they were up about 3% this week. 2 shares at $40.38 gives me a starting yield of 8.62% for an annual dividend increase of 6.96. Next up, Duke Energy, 1 share at $92.65, starting yield of 4.17%, $3.86 annual dividend. Another tranche I bought of Altria. I'm back on the tobacco. I'm hooked. They got me hooked on the tobacco, the wacky tobacco. Altria, another share at $40.24. That one, slightly lower starting yield, 8.55%, $3.44 annual dividend. Pepsi, every week I'm buying a share of Pepsi until I get to 100. No questions asked. I'm buying it, and that is 1 share at $144.75 for a starting yield of 2.83% or an annual dividend of $4.09. And I bought 1 more tranche of Altria, ticker symbol MO, at $40.79. 8.43% starting yield, annual dividend of $6.88. And then we wrapped up the flurry of buying with 2 shares of Kimberly-Clark, ticker symbol KMB. I did a video on how you invest and sleep easy on Kimberly-Clark. Check it out here at $136.50 for a starting yield of 3.14% for an annual dividend of $8.56. When you add all of those up, I did spend $9.35 over what I got from the shares of Albemarle. I bought 17 shares. The starting yield on those averages to 6.11%. And the dividends coming in at a hefty $56.95. Now, if we subtract the $12.32, that gives me an overall increase of $44.63. The starting yield on those increase is going to be a gain of 3.73%, minusing the Albemarle's 2.38%. I think that's really cool. Look at all of the stuff that I was able to buy with those shares of Albemarle. I do think Albemarle is overvalued, and I'm not alone in that thought process, as we can see that Schwab gives them a D rating with an underperform of sell. Morningstar has a fair value estimate of $125, and CFRA has a 12-month target of $86. And when we check out Simply Wall Street, $96.71. They have them as 44% overvalued. When I average Morningstar's CFRA and Simply Wall Street estimates together, I get $102.57, which would make these shares about 35% overvalued. Given the low yield, yes, they have been increasing it forever, and it is really safe. The free cash flow payout is really low. They're going to have no problem growing that dividend, but it is just so small. I can't justify sticking with it any longer. And if I can buy a share almost of 3M for the same price as one share of Albemarle, I'm going with 3M all day. There's no hard decision there for me. Now, what did that do for my taxable dividend portfolio? This is what it is now. Keep in mind, this is something I started a few years ago and I've been learning and growing, but I'm currently up to $1,715.16 a year, $142 a month, $32 a week, $4.70 a day. And my first really big goal is to hit 25 cents an hour. I'm currently at 19.5 cents. I'm getting there. It's probably going to be a few months before I can get to that. We'll see if Santa's been nice, might bring me some dividend stocks and increases. And we'll see what happens with that. But soon, 25 cents. And my first super huge big goal is to get $1 an hour every hour. And that's something I'm working forward and working toward. And it's what I'm saying to all y'all was when I get up in the morning, I have a goal. I'm excited for each and every morning because every dollar earned gets me one more closer to my goal of having work be optional. Hello, Stash, $295.49. Let's see what's been going on inside of Stash. That is almost at $300. $50.49 portfolio return overall on $245 invested, which is a 20% gain. $99 into J&J, $96 into Procter & Gamble, $93 in Apple. This has been $5 a week since March, every week, no questions asked. Whichever of these three is the lowest when the money hits the account, usually on Thursday, I buy the lowest, don't care where the share price is at, valuation, anything, I'm buying each of these that is lowest every single week, $5 a week, that is it. And we are already up to $295.49, almost $300. Worthy Bonds. Here we go. Worthy Bonds. Check it out. I did a great video introducing exactly what Worthy Bonds is and explaining for all y'all how Worthy Bonds works, operates, and is structured. Check that video out if you are interested. Currently have 3 iterations. Worthy Pure Capital 1, I got in on the tail end of. They sold out of their $50 million worth of bonds. I have 5 bonds that have earned $1.87 of interest. Worthy Pure Capital 2 is 16 bonds that has earned $3.61 of interest. And the Worthy Community Bonds, 4 bonds earning 9 cents of interest. On that big one in the middle there, we will look at the interest report for the day on the 16 bonds. And it is currently earning just over 2.25 cents per day every day. On those 16 bonds, you get that paid 7 days a week, and it compounds every single day. And if you're not familiar with Worthy Bonds, please do check out my video and consider if Worthy Bonds is right for you. As you can see, I do have $20. You can only do $10 iterations at a time, $10 tranches. Each bond is $10. You can only buy a full bond. So my $5 a week, I have to do it as a monthly transaction. 2 bonds, it still works out to the $5 a week. This is part of our emergency fund money. This is the tail end, the not as emergency money, so I can be a little bit more risky with it. We have Worthy Pure Capital 2. We put $7,000 roughly into it. To begin with, we have earned $181.22 of interest on 723 bonds, and we are being paid almost $1.03 a day. I love it. You can see the compounding effect, how every single day it just keeps microscopically ticking up money hitting our account. Such a beautiful thing, that compound interest. And we did also start Worthy Community Bonds 2 as well, which does only have 2 little bonds in it, and we have earned a nickel of interest, but that is money hitting our account. This is how you get wealthy. You get wealthy slowly. Most people don't want to get wealthy slowly. $308.87. I did select the aggressive portfolio. They give you a different mixture that you can check out. In the aggressive, you can see we do have the VOO, the IJH, the IJR, and the IXUS. They do show you the featured holdings inside of each of those. I do have Nestle and Alibaba. The VOO makes up 55% of this portfolio, and the featured holdings, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google's, and Facebook, all tech heavy. If you want the prospectuses, you can click them there. But the bulk of this, as you can see in the aggressive, is the large company stocks. I have made $54.87, which is a 22% overall gain so far inside of Acorns. And again, if you want to get to those breakdowns, they also will show you your percentage and the shares that you have in there. I do have a full share of the IXUS, and I do have almost half a share of the VOO. And it is just that easy. You can see every Wednesday, $5 goes in, and it's going to take a minute here. Let me scroll down past all the money that I have currently reinvested until we find October, the last amount of dividends that hit. So you do still receive dividends. I do love getting those dividends in both September and in October for Acorns. If it were up to me, I would rather go to Schwab and open up a Schwab account and put money into the VOO and the IXUS myself, so you don't have to pay Acorns this $1 subscription fee, $12 a year. They charge you that every month. That is what they charge to run the service. They're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart. And the infamous SWA Bar Chart. We started this back in March of 20. These are the end of the month totals. And you can see everything just up and to the right as the market loves to do, as it is built and designed to do. The slowest but steadiest growth, of course, is Worthy bonds, because bonds are not tied into the stock market. They are not direct stock market financial instruments. At least these Worthy bonds are not. Up and to the right, Acorns, the big winner right now, and always stash either outpaces or keeps right about even. That is my little ETF, I guess, of Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, and Apple. If you did get value from this, please smash the like button and subscribe. I'd really love it if you would join me again, and especially join me every single day for the next 363 days. I'm going to be putting out a video as long as I am physically able to do it. Follow me on Twitter at RustyRam78. If you have any comments, please. Expertise comes from the community. Tell me if I've missed something. Tell me your opinion. I really want to know it. Let me know any recommendations you have. Anything you have to say, please let my comment section be a springboard for your thoughts. And in terms of a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, so please do your own due diligence, and if need be, I would strongly recommend consulting a licensed financial advisor, a fiduciary, before putting any of your money into the market. Stick around and check out another video, and for the next 363 days, I can tell you I will be talking to you tomorrow. Peace.